sweet.
Which one? I didn't even know they had a new one.
Yeah, the 7, I think it is. Biohazard.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's all in first person.
Oh, cool.
And like, I don't know. It's really fucking crazy. Like you're stuck in this house with these 3 like psycho, I don't know, just crazy people.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it kind of reminds me of like, I mean, the whole setup reminds me of what is it, like Devil's Rejects.
Oh,
Kinda.
okay.
Or like what's that other movie?
House of 1,000 Corpses?
No, it's a Rob Zombie movie, but what is it? Texas Chainsaw.
Oh.
So I guess it's not a Rob Zombie movie. You should do that though.
Yeah, he would probably do good with that.
Yeah.
His his remake of Halloween 1 is amazing.
Still, yeah.
Probably one of my all-time favorite remakes so far. So do you guys have any inside information on who's going to headline?
No clue. Yeah, we were the first couple of...
Yeah, you were the first group batch
to
get announced. That's pretty awesome.
Us and Recorrupter, which is cool. I hope they I'd like to be on the main stage.
Yeah, that'd be
honestly.
Cool.
And I hope that they have it set up a little better, because before, I mean, completely missed a couple of bands that I wanted to see last year, because it was like, you know,
it was kind of a little too sprawled.
Yeah.
Tighten it up a little bit. It's hard in that space. Well, but no, definitely doable. Yeah. Honestly,
they should move where A was at, and where people could park and come in at. Over on the side there, they should make that the back area, and then just put the 2 stages next to it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a way better setup. But
we'll see.
What do I know? I'm not putting it together, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what's up with Omen?
What do you want to know?
I want to know
everything.
I want to know. Okay, so obviously the same guy did the cover art that did it. That's a new artist? No shit.
Yeah. So what happened was we sent him 2 months ago, I think. We sent him a concept that we wanted and some coloring and stuff. And
the original artist.
Yeah.
That did all the EP work.
Caesar. Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah. And he kind of we paid him $200 for it, and then he kind of ghosted us.
He didn't give you anything?
Yeah, we didn't hear anything. We didn't get any sketches or anything from him. So we were, and by that time, it's getting close to, everything kind of getting done and stuff. And it's we don't have any art stuff or anything. We haven't really heard anything from you, so we're gonna have to figure something else out. And we were kind of struggling, and so we just started looking on Facebook and stuff for artists and people that have hit us up in the past, and just came across Kalen Stokerman, I think is his name, and we were yeah, we're kind of in a crunch. If you could have something for us in a couple weeks, then that would be cool. And he's yeah. So then, he sent us back sketches and drafts and things, and what do you think of this or whatever, which we didn't have with the other guy, but we trusted him with what he did, because it turned out pretty sweet. But yeah, just kind of ended up with
so
what
you
we
just
had.
out $200 on that other guy?
Well, we're trying, because we paid him through PayPal,
mm-hmm.
and they have I don't know if it's a return policy, if you want to call it that, but where you can go through them and try to get it, refunded. So, trying to do that.
That's shitty.
Yeah. But,
I like the cover art. I like the new guy.
Yeah.
He's really good. Like I said, I thought it was the same guy. It looked like that other guy's work.
Yeah.
He kind of kept with the flow perfectly.
in some aspects of it. I mean, I think that the EP stuff had way more like detail and stuff as far as like what
Yeah.
to look at, but
There was more in it. Yeah.
yeah. But with this one, I think it's cool because it kind of matches what we're going for as far as the sound on it. 'Cause
And
it's it's one like cohesive idea, and it's kind of like it's how do I want to I don't know.
is it a concept?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a
It's-
concept album.
Yeah.
How many songs?
It's, we got 10, and then
10
we're doing,
song concept album.
Yeah, and then we're doing we're doing the intro and then a interlude and then an outro.
So it'll be a 13 track, 10 song. So the intro, interlude, and outro are those music? Are those talking?
It's I think we're gonna do like sample stuff.
Okay.
So like we haven't finished it yet. That's one of the last things that we got to do. So I don't really know what it's gonna sound like, but
How do you feel? So all the songs are done.
yeah,
How do you feel about those?
different. It's pretty like because to me I think that at the time the second EP was really good. Like for us, I think it was really strong. I still listen to it,
Me too.
which is good because I mean you want to enjoy your own shit. But this one is really like it's got a pretty like darker feel to it. It's more centered around, I guess, lyrically more of like a cult style lyrics and like imagery and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's really strong all the way through.
Nice. When does it come out?
We're talking March 4th. So
Oh yeah. And so how does a band like you go about releasing an album like that? Like obviously it'll be, I'm sure you just throw it up on iTunes, but like if someone like me wants a hard copy,
which we have.
what do you
we
do?
will have.
How do you get it?
So we first we got to get like the artwork and stuff, and we just got back the like the layout for it and stuff, and like the overall like how it's gonna look in the booklet and all the lyric sheets and stuff. And I mean,
You actually have lyric sheets?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, we got that back today, and it's looking pretty sweet.
Got a website though, or
Yeah. So from there,
the domain name ballgraith.com has to be available. Like, there's no way somebody else has that.
Yeah, I think it's Ballgraith MI.
All right.
That's what it is. It's our website. But so we had to wait and get all the artwork stuff, and then from there we're still I think they just finished up doing like vocal stuff yesterday,
Fuck yeah.
and then the first I guess if you want to get like super deep into it, the first thing that we had to do was like get like the scratch tracks and stuff
Sure.
for to be able to it's kind of like the blueprint for what you're doing. And then after that we did drum tracking first. So my parts have been done for like 3 months now. And like it was weird because I mean even listening back to it now and hearing what I played and everything is like I don't remember that.
I mean,
like I don't remember doing half of that, but I mean it sounds cool, so just gotta relearn it all, which is kind of crazy. And then after that it was guitar stuff and vocals, and then mixing and eventually mastering it all, and then getting all the levels and stuff the way they should be so that everything's kind of even. And so yeah.
hell yeah.
And then after that we're actually trying to put like pre-order stuff together, and, like
Cool.
artwork stuff, which is a trip to me because we've never done that before, and it's like people are already asking about it, and it's like, yeah, we're working on it. I don't know.
Well, where once it comes out though, where can like if I let's say I don't know you, like once it comes out, where do I get a hard copy?
We'll have a link to it on our Facebook.
To where though?
all
Where's
our-
that link gonna take me?
That's probably, I'd say more than likely, our Bandcamp. 'Cause we
Okay.
have Bandcamp, and that's how we do a lot of our store stuff.
Okay, Bandcamp. All
Yeah,
right.
and then it'll be digital on there, and then you can also buy the physical copy.
I'm gonna get a physical and get it off iTunes. That's what I've done with all of them so far.
Oh yeah.
I actually am kind of embarrassed because I need a new hard copy of I'm pretty sure just the second one. I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's just the blue one. Because apparently it was in my pocket and went through the wash.
What? How did?
I don't know how it got in my pocket. I don't know how it even fit in my pocket without me realizing it or anything. I don't understand how it happened, but I pulled my pants out of the dryer one day and that CD was in one of the pockets and I went, "Son of a bitch!" I was pissed. But luckily, I had it on my phone because I got it off iTunes.
There you go.
So I still listen to it.
Is it like cargo shorts or something?
It must have been. It must have been.
'Cause that's,
Yeah.
I've done that before. Like you can fit like 5 CDs in cargo shorts.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like,
Oh, dude, it was bad today. I thought I fucking threw my phone and speaker into the washing machine. Luckily, I hadn't. Freaked out for a second, though. Not good. So, alright, so it's a concept album about a cult.
I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of our stuff is kind of like culty in a way. I guess, well, loosely up to this point. I mean, we were doing a lot of like storytelling stuff on the first two, but this one's more focused around like general idea of I don't know, just like
Yeah, is there a story?
it's yeah.
What would be like the... I don't honestly don't even want to know until I hear it, but what would you describe... Like, I don't want to know, like, details of the story. But, like, what would you describe as the story's main theme? Like... And if you even want to boil it down to one word, like... vanity or something. Like, that would... Because it's called
That's a good
Omen.
question. Yeah.
So that gives me some clues.
Yeah. Man. I'd say you stumped me.
Am I going to be able to easily read the story in the book?
You can,
What?
yeah. Like it's not. I wouldn't say that like
Let me hit this.
90. I'd say like 90% of it, like matches up. Like none of the songs really like are tied together.
Okay.
It's not like that type of concept. Like you know, we have, you know, like characters and stuff and things like that. It's more like an ongoing theme
Okay.
of like cult stuff. Like I don't know, like yeah, the word that comes to mind for some reason is like mystic, I guess. I don't know if that's like a weird word, but like I don't know. There's a lot of like spiritual talk and things like that going on.
Okay. Who writes the lyrics?
Mostly Alex.
The singer?
I'd say, yeah. There was one on there that I wrote a lot of, but
Hell yeah.
I kind of finished it.
Well, that's what sounds like you've been busy. That's what you've been up to. That's where you've been, basically.
Yeah.
Working. That's good.
Between that and fucking trying to not go completely insane with the... It's so weird, like, doing all this stuff and, like, you know, trying to put all this together and then going back to, like, regular, you know, like my
store
job or whatever. Yeah, just being like, oh, well, nobody gives a fuck, so I guess I won't talk about it. Like, it's two different worlds, like, especially with, like, you know, like when we got, I mean, you know how it is, like going to shows and stuff, and then coming back and being like, this sucks. Like, this is, nobody cares about, like, cool shit. It's like, it's all, I don't know.
Kind of feels like, well, it's, you know, that aspect of it is especially dramatized when you listen to heavy metal.
No.
Because it is something where it's like when you go to a show, you're like, oh my god, I finally found people like me. And then you have to go back to a world where there's nobody like you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
After it's over. So it's especially dramatic, I think, in our genre, for sure. But, like, yeah, it's like, it's definitely... Also, too, for us, for you and me specifically, actually, Aaron, I'm sure other people in the world, but specifically our situation, considering the fact that, like, we go to our world like that, but no matter what, it's at least an hour and a half away. So it's like we have to...
That's like a journey.
It's like you don't want to leave them. You know what I mean? You want, after it's over, you want to stay. Like, I want to be around you people. Like, let's talk.
It's like a fucking journey, and then come back. And...
Yeah, exactly. It's like you all you want to do is go up to every single person and go, "Did you fucking see that?" And instead, you have to get in a car in the dark, in the quiet, and drive. Like,
act like it didn't just happen.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to like keep it all in. Ugh.
That was like, I remember like the first year, I think I went to Mayhem Fest. I felt that, like, as soon as we were leaving and stuff, it's like, fuck, like, it lasted all day.
Yeah.
It's like the first...
Oh, those are the real ones, too. Like, you know, we don't get the, ooh, but... Did you see that thing I tagged you in earlier?
The, Lamb of God, Slayer,
Lamb of God, Testament, Anthrax. Are you fucking kidding me?
Behemoth.
Behemoth. Add two more bands to that. You got a festival.
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't we? Like, man.
I don't
maybe
know
they are.
Maybe
they are.
Yeah.
Maybe those bands got together and were like, guys, we gotta do something because there's nothing. Michigan Metal Fest is all we got, and that's just us in Michigan.
And fucking Warped Tour is not a thing anymore.
No, yeah, that's over. Yeah.
That was like the first. Like that was one of the first ones that I remember ever trying to go to when I first started listening to music. It was like 13, 14. So like I didn't really know a lot about like what it's like when you get there.
Yeah.
And then like
I never went.
Yeah. I went when I was quite a bit older because I never had a way to get down there because it was always in Detroit.
I definitely should have because I had many wonderful opportunities. Like, would have been a next level experience probably. I just never fucking went for some dumbass reason. I don't know. But like that one always, when it first started, it confused me because I remember when it first started.
It was
like when I saw like the logo or something. I saw the logo like at the mall, like at like PAX Sun or some shit.
About right.
You know? And so like for some reason for a long time in my head that show was directly associated with skater shoes. I don't know why. And I wore skater shoes. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
Vans, that's why. Yeah. That's why. Vans Warped Tour. Shut up. And yeah, so that, and I don't know, but like, and then I remember like looking at the lineup a few years and like, I'd always be like, oh damn, they're gonna be there, and I'm like, they're gonna be there? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was always so mixed. it never really got it. And I always felt like, oh well, if I go see fucking Hatebreed at Warped Tour, it's gonna be a bunch of people who have no idea what the fuck just hit them, you know. But
fucking,
I definitely wish I would have gone.
Yeah, it's the only thing I didn't like about it when I went was like, there's like you got like 10 stages. There's
wow,
like,
are you serious?
At least, well, I don't know. It kind of seemed like it. Maybe not.
Well,
10,
there was more than
like,
2,
yeah,
or 3.
Maybe because it like, well, I mean, see the 2. Well, never mind. Because I went to it when it was at Comerica.
Okay.
And when it was at I don't think it was at DTE. There's one other place it was at.
It wasn't. It was at Comerica and the Palace.
The Palace,
and,
yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of liked it a little better when it was at Comerica than I did, just because of the way that everything was all spread out. Plus, like, I mean, they pretty much open up the entire park
Hell yeah.
for it. So, like, if you're trying to like chill for a minute or whatever, you can always like go into the stadium and just kind of like sit down and chill and stuff, and then so yeah, that was kind of cool. I saw the Acacia Strain the first time there, and they cut their set like 2 songs short because somebody fell in the pit and like cracked their head.
Oh god.
It was like the first show of the day too.
They don't stop shows for that shit at Ozfest. Yeah, right now. Seen some things.
You're like, oh, we gotta stop, and then there's like a stretcher and shit, and it's like, what the hell? That was insane.
That's wild.
And then did you know Katy Perry played fucking Warped Tour?
No, I did not know that.
For some, it sounds like they're trying to get her to come back this year. It's like, I mean, I guess like it's the first.
I swear to fucking
year,
God,
but
if there was ever a bill with Katy Perry and Hatebreed on this, or even Katy Perry and Parkway Drive,
just anybody.
Speaking of,
oh dude,
get your ticket.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
That is gonna be so fucking awesome, dude. At the intersection,
you
bet we've been there, right?
Yeah.
When did we go there?
Well, I don't know if it was because I saw Black Dahlia there the first time. I don't think we ever went to anything. I know we went to the
we haven't been there together.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's one of my favorites, dude. I love that place.
Yeah.
I met Gumby there.
Yeah.
He signed one of my CDs, the War Will CD, whatever it's called, Will of War or whatever.
Yeah, like the third one that came out.
Yeah.
Wasn't recent, but yeah. I'm pretty interested to see who they're gonna be like touring with on that, because they said they haven't really announced anything yet for it. Hopefully
probably nobody.
Cool. Huh? Oh, yeah, I don't even never know.
I want to go. I'm thinking about probably gonna happen, honestly, because I'm fucking bored enough. Kind of want to go check out the LA Guns at the Machine Shop, mostly just because it's a show at the shop, and it's a reunion. So Tracy Guns and
the whole
Janie Lynch or whatever the fuck his name is going to be there.
Huh.
So you get the 2 original main guys, singer and guitarist, and fucking and you literally get to be 2 feet away from them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And in a show like that, nobody's gonna be moshing or anything, so everybody's gonna be chilling. You know, like it's gonna be a good time. Be like party vibe, 80s.
Yeah.
Some Cougars. We're going on a hunt, Aaron.
More than likely.
We're going to the outback.
Shayla's. You just fucking seen that video?
Yeah.
I think you want to show that
videos.
to me.
I love his videos. Crikey, the fucking Shayla's going after him. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm also surprised, genuinely surprised, we have not heard a single or jack shit about the, I always forget the title. I know it has the word Outlaws in it. But the new Devil Driver album, the country cover album.
Oh, yeah.
I'm unbelievably excited for that, dude. Dude, did you read the guest list on that shit?
Oh.
I mean, I don't like having, usually I have my phone on the other side of the room when I'm sitting here talking on this, but I forgot to do it, but we're gonna fucking. I'm gonna read you because this is a conversation starter. Devil Driver.
I forgot all about that.
Outlaws till the end.
Yeah.
There we go. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps fucking forgetting.
They said something about it like it seems like 2 years ago, and then they just nothing ever came of it. I don't know.
Guests. Like, I'm talking, like, I do, there was, like, there's an obvious one that I'm unbelievably excited for because they've never collaborated before and I've always wanted them to. And then, but the rest are like, yeah! Like, fucking A, what's going on here? What the flying fuck is happening right now? Oh my goodness. How do you do? Oh my god. Devil Driver, Outlaws to the end.
So that's kind of what the inside of it looks like. That's all the.
Oh. Holy shit, that's tight.
So then, that's the book for it.
Oh, that's the back cover?
That's the front cover of the book.
Wait, what?
So we got for the lyric book. That's the front part of it.
Wouldn't the front part of it be the album cover?
Well, that's because we're doing a digipack.
Oh, I get it. All right.
So there's 13 songs.
Hell yeah.
Ironically, not like
nice.
like with the like the interludes and stuff.
All right. Well. Okay, here we go. All right. The album will feature appearances by nearly 24 other high-caliber guests. Among them, Glenn Danzig, Randy Blythe, Burton C. Bell from Fear Factory, guitarist John Five from Rob Zombie, Mark Morton from Lamb of God, Jamie Josta, Max Calvera, yeah, I think that's all I can find at the moment. Wait. I think that's all I can find at the moment. There was another one, though, too. I know there was another one. But yeah, like fucking Danzig, Randy, Mark, John, Five, Jamie, and Max. Like that alone. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's only 7 of the 24.
Shit. It's like not even a half of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And it's all fucking old country songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Willie Nelson and shit. Like,
there's something about hearing Daz with Randy. That's just
they haven't collaborated yet.
I've
never heard them sing on the same track.
Didn't they have they did a Pantera cover a while back.
I've never heard that.
You didn't hear that?
No. Show me.
See if I can find it.
Because he's worked with Jamie Josta. He's never worked with Lexi. He's done shit with Jimmy. Honestly, in heavy metal, none of my favorite singers have ever really collaborated. Like, they've dealt a little bit, but, like, if my favorites are Randy, oh, no, come on, I just had it. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Okay, so it wasn't technically...
Angela. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Like, no. Randy, Angela, Alexi, and Dez have never done anything with each other.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So I was looking for this other thing. So it's not actually a cover. It was members from Devil Driver, Lamb of God, Kill Switch, and Soilwork covering 5 Minutes Alone.
Do Dez and Randy sing, though?
Yeah. This is kind of like it's like a making of or whatever, but...
Oh, that's a Devil Driver song. That's Black Soul Choir. I used to fucking work out in the gym to this song.
So tell me what the deal is.
He's from Devil Driver.
I think he's a guitar player.
Huh?
No, no.
Wasn't he the drummer?
Yeah.
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 A god.
Yeah.
A god. And now he's in a band that sings. Bullshit.
Let's see if I can.
So it was never recorded.
I don't think so.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, dude.
Wait, who's that? Is that Ivan?
Yeah.
That is Ivan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck
like
is this?
10 years old, but
When did this happen? Why did it happen? Why doesn't it happen more often? Oh my
like,
god, dude.
Yeah.
I would be stroking out in the fucking audience. Let me see your fucking face. It's gotta be Ivan. Nobody else dresses like that.
Pretty sure it is.
And who the fuck is this cameraman? How did he
I don't know. How do you
get to do this? Walking around with them on stage, like, oh my god! Literally.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? That's awesome.
See if I thought there was a. I thought there was like a studio video of it, of both them doing it. What? 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 You seen this?
No.
Hey guys, this is Ron from
No,
YouTube's
it's
Rock
not
and Metal
even.
News with the Rock and Metal News
I might play
update. The
something.
Lamb of God vocalist Randy Bly was in the studio doing some heavy country vocals for Devil Driver's Death.
Oh, dude, it's gonna sound so good.
Covers album. It's called Outlaws Till the End. Randy was singing Johnny Cash's version of Ghost Riders in the Sky. Other guests that will appear are Glenn Danzig, Lamb of God's Mark Morton, John Five, among others. You can check out a clip from Instagram of Randy in the studio doing a brief portion of Ghost Riders in the Sky.
No, you can't. I follow his ass. All he does is post black and white fucking pictures. He don't post no shit about that. My phone suck dick right now.
It's because black and white photos are ominous. And I don't know.
Oh, he hasn't actually posted as many black and white photos as he used to. Still kind of a lot, but I'm not seeing jack shit of him in a goddamn studio playing Ghost Riders.
Anyway, this is Rob and I'm Randy in case you dumbasses didn't know.
Nope. None of those.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't think that's it.
Neither do I. No.
What you drinking on?
I got vodka and scotch. Interesting combo. I'm drinking on the vodka. Alright, I'm giving up on this now. Tight. I like it. So, alright. I feel like I'm updated. I feel good about that.
It's yeah.
Lots of things to be excited about.
We're let's see, I felt like there was another show that was coming out. I don't really know. Other than the ones that we have coming up, I'm not sure.
Well, if you think of a show coming up, let me know. Because I'd love to go.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
You should also. You guys should also contact the machine shop and see if you can get a show there.
Yeah, I've been trying to, because we have all of our.
Everybody's 21, right?
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, we have our like EPK stuff all together, and so been sending that out to different venues, and
Hell yeah.
there was a was trying to get us on. There was a show, Darkest Hour,
That'd be
at the
cool.
Loft, but they already had they killed Virtues on that.
Well,
But yeah, no, I think we're talking by summer we're trying to do like a 2-week tour.
you try
Of,
to put one together?
Yeah. It'll be
Of what?
It would probably, like, I would imagine it would probably be us and like Reeker up there. Just
In
'cause
Michigan?
yeah.
Or outside of
just,
Michigan?
Just like anywhere.
Anywhere you can get.
Yeah. We're talking like New York area, like
Fuck yeah.
Ohio.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Mike had something all figured out as far as like the routing and what it would be for like gas and shit if we were to do like a 2-week thing.
Fuck yeah.
Just did like a Midwest type deal.
That'd be awesome.
Like that's like, for me that would kind of be the moment where it's like all right, we're doing this. Like this is sick. Like I've been trying to do this since I was like 13, you know, and like it's just crazy.
It'd be fucking awesome.
If we end up needing extra pair of hands, I'll let you know.
Definitely.
It'd be sick to have you out.
It's very likely that I will not have jack shit going on, so.
It'd be like a summer thing. Imagine like we were like, man, like there's no shows coming up. I was like, oh wait, we're doing a tour. Like
There's a lot of shows coming up.
Like I was thinking about it. I think it was like New Year's or whatever, and I only went to like 5 shows last year.
I mean, 2017 was a decent year for shows. I don't think I went to a single show in 2016. Like it was just nothing that really came here. Like it was, I might have gone to maybe one, but like I know it was either 2015 or 16. Whole year, no shows,
I think it was.
and it hurt my soul.
Yeah, that was a void that year. I remember that.
Yeah. bad.
Because that was like the last Mayhem Fest year.
This year was
And-
pretty fantastic, all in
Yeah.
all. Like, I got to see literally, like, pretty much my top 3 favorite bands.
Yeah.
And then a bunch more that I still love. And that opened and everything. Behemoth.
Yeah.
Um,
That, dude, like,
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
That was everything about that show was perfect.
yeah.
Everything.
That was, like, that was a religious experience.
Yeah.
Like, through and through, that was insane.
And then, yeah, so this year was pretty damn good. I don't really,
It was more like quality than quantity,
Yep.
really.
Yep.
Which made
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. When's the last time I saw you?
I don't know.
Have I seen you since Christmas?
The last time was for Bodum.
Holy shit.
Yeah. so
So no, I've
which,
not seen you since Christmas.
which reminds me, I saw you went to TSO.
So I was about to start talking
You
about.
fucker. By the way.
Dude, that shit was insane. Like, by far, the best time that I've ever seen him. Like, because it was all so random. Like, we fucking, that's the, first of all, for a Christmas show, it's the first time I've ever seen them in downtown Detroit. Every other time has been the Palace or the Breslin or the Van Andel. But the Palace is 25 minutes outside of the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking first time I've ever seen him in downtown Detroit like that. So we went to like Armando's first and shit. It was actually kind of tight because it was Grace's birthday.
Oh.
And Katie lives literally 5 blocks from Armando's. And Grace was down there with her for the day for her birthday. So we all got to meet up. That worked out. And like, it was at the new venue. So when we bought tickets, like, a while ago, I kind of forgotten. Fucking
Where you bought them for?
not
Like,
only
section-wise, or-
well, no, I didn't. Well, yeah, I didn't remember the numbers or anything, but like, I looked at the ticket map and I just assumed it was laid out like the Palace, because it looks like a bowl, so that's how I thought.
No.
It's not how it is, bro. Not even close.
Wasn't that
Okay.
That was at
It's the Little Caesars Arena.
yeah.
So every other venue, big venue like that you've ever been in, you walk up to your section and there's stairs going up and stairs going down. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well, this fucking place,
I heard it's like 3 stories tall on the inside. Maybe not.
it's the biggest thing I've ever been in, I think.
Coliseum.
In this place, you walk up to your section and then there's a long hallway and then they dip you right and then you go up like 2 or 3 steps and there's like a big ass velvet curtain, alright? And we heard them, Jordan's in line for a beer, we heard them go on, and then we rushed to our seats. And I did not remember, like, where our seats were or anything. So, literally, dude, I pull back this curtain, and all I see from my angle at this moment is just black with purple, with like fog and smoke and purple light illuminating it. I was like, oh my god. I like get up to like the platform before you start walking down to the bowl, and I check my ticket, and it says row 6. And I check what row. And okay, so I get up to the platform, and I'm like, holy fuck, they're right there! Like, we were right there already. Like, I was like, no matter where we are, we're gonna have great seats. This is fantastic. It says row 6. I look down at what row I'm standing next to. 30. And I was like, it's right there. There's no way there's even 24 rows in front of me. Sure enough, there were. We get down to row 6, dude. I'm saying, if it was set up completely differently, like the stage sprawled into the seats. So even though I'm not on the ground, if I were 2 or 3 seats to my left, I could have rested my left arm on the stage.
Yo.
Like, that's how it was set
crazy.
up. It was
Yeah.
weird. But, like, yeah, fucking... So, even though with my uncle and shit, who gets pre-sale and everything, gets second row seats and stuff, I was closer this time than I'd ever been, by far. By far closer. Like, they were right... They were making eye contact with me on a regular fucking basis. And row 6, with how high the stage was, me sitting down, them on stage, exact eye level. Like, I was eye level with every single person on stage. It was fucking insane, dude. Yeah, no, it was...
From the video you posted, it was kind of hard to tell, but at one point, like, you showed the one side that you were closest to, and then you shot over to the other side. It's like, was there something else set up there next to that, or was it just like a big platform or something, or was there just nothing over there?
On the far side?
Yeah.
I think it sprawled into it the same way it did next to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But, like, there was, like, a little fucking stage thing set up in the middle of the audience on the ground, and, like, the fucking giant rig of lights came down, and they walked on it, and it took them up and shit. It's fucking insane.
Damn.
But, it was also sad, because they lost 2 members this year, one of them the founder.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they even actually still did that.
I mean...
Like, you know?
Yeah, Paul O'Neill was
Yeah.
awful. And then what happened to the other guy makes me sick. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is so goddamn fucked up. Like, oh my god. Ugh. No.
That's the thing that kind of, like, as excited as I would be about doing, like, you know...
A tour?
Yeah.
That's scary?
Yeah, dude. Because you hear about it all the time.
It does happen.
Like, you know, van flips and, like, you know, just crazy stuff happening. And, like,
That wasn't even that, though. Like, they were just changing a tire. And someone ran into him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's been a while since I've heard that.
Yeah, the tire just had a flat. Everybody was fine. Didn't crash or anything. Just pulled the side of the road. Oh, Shay, just die real quick. Boom.
And the other one was a plane crash, wasn't it?
Who?
The other guy?
Paul O'Neill?
Yeah.
I actually don't know how he died. It was not a plane crash, though.
Oh.
And... actually, the guy I got the dragon from, he's a big fan of Paul O'Neill. And Paul O'Neill apparently lives relatively in the same area of Florida that he does. And so sometimes Paul O'Neill would play shows at, like, little local bars down there and shit. And I'd seen him a couple times, like, do that.
Yeah.
And so him and I, like, when Paul O'Neill died, we talked about it and shit. And I told him I just went to the TSO show and all that. And it occurred to me after I read the email that I'd never read how he died. And he told me that the most recent thing he heard was probably an overdose.
Oh.
So that fucking.
I don't know why I was thinking it was a plane crash of some kind.
But
regardless, yeah, that's.
And you want to know what I hope more than anything though? That was a really great show. I hope that's where TSO goes when they come to Michigan now. Because it was the coolest shit ever. The place is gigantic. It's unbelievably big. Like, when I was sitting there, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, what the fuck is this? Didn't even make sense. But I swear to fucking God, there is absolutely nowhere that I would rather see Iron Maiden. I want them to come there. Unbelievably bad, dude. Unbelievably bad. I want it, and I want it now.
I imagine there's going to be a lot of bigger shows coming there now.
I mean, they already had... I mean, when it opened, you know, Kid Rock kicked it off, and then they've already had Jay-Z and Beyonce and Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber and all the big names right now.
Yeah, but
I would imagine even there's Maybe not. We'll see. I would venture a guess, though, that might be where Eminem plays this summer. Show I'd really like to go to.
Yeah.
Those will definitely be $100 tickets. I know for a fact, because that's what they were last time. But, like, honestly, like, on the one hand, it's like, rap show, like, not really, no. But he is far and away one of the most meaningful artists to me in my life. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. He could release a country album tomorrow. I'd probably still like it. Like, to me, he can just do no wrong. He definitely has songs I don't like, but to me, he can do really no wrong. And, with everybody dropping dead, we got to see the people we love when we get the chance. Like,
yeah, that's.
I got to be in the same building as him at least once in my life. So, let's get it done.
What'd you think about his new one?
Love it.
Yeah.
Lots of songs that I don't really listen. See, here's the thing. It's a very, very long and it's a very complex album. There's a lot to digest there.
Yeah.
A lot. So what I've done is I've parceled it out a bit. And I'm still working on my first, 5 or 6 songs to really learn. You know what I mean? Really get them down. My 5 or 6 favorites off the album. And then I'm going to start digging into the other stuff. But I've been loving it. At least the songs I've been listening to a lot, I love them.
Yeah, because
They're wild, they're different, it's interesting.
I listened to it a little bit. There's a lot of different stuff going on.
Lots. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I say that. It's definitely all over the place, but I really...
And I also didn't realize that it was a follow-up to Relapse. Ish.
It's ish, yeah.
Yeah. It's just what I've heard. How it's described.
And I mean, at the end of the day, when I fucking sat down and gave it the first full listen in the car, I really enjoyed it. It made me feel good. I liked it. And even when the fucking the big Trump song on there is the one with Alicia Keys, and it literally had me out loud cheering the first time I heard it. I was like, yes! I was so happy. And it was genius. One of my favorite songs he's ever done was Mosh. That's his George Bush song.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Mosh. While it's brilliant and I still listen to it and I love it, it was never a single. Not many people know Mosh. It might have been later or something.
No.
I know they made a video for it.
Yeah.
But initially, it was definitely not a single, and it definitely was not one of the big singles off that album. Unless you listen to that album top to bottom, you probably don't know that song. But on this album, he goes, I'm going to write the most brutal fucking Trump song, and I'm going to have motherfucking Alicia Keys sing the chorus. That guarantees it radio play.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Absolutely guarantees it, and I guarantee you that's what he was thinking. It's clever. I feel like that's clever. Even though, part of what I like about Mosh is how hard and fast it is. You're going hard and fast, and then it loosens up in the chorus because you have female vocals going.
Yeah.
But it's still so good, and honestly, it's really Not Afraid-ish. It's got a little intro that's a lot like Not Afraid.
Yeah. I don't know if I actually heard that song off it.
I'm not afraid. Yeah. That I like it. I think it's really good.
It's got a lot of mixed
very,
reviews.
very fucking good. Yeah, it's got a lot of mixed reviews, and quite frankly, they can all fuck off. Have you heard the new remix?
Oh.
Okay, so track 3 on the album, I think, is a song called Chloroseptic. One of my favorite songs on there. Love it. So they came out with a Chloroseptic remix. And when it came out a few days ago, it's on the album, artist called Fresher does the chorus. Met your throat like chloroseptic. Fucking, and then so they did a remix, and they just, you know, had it playing, and then what's his name? 2 Chainz did a verse, and then Fresher did an actual verse, not just the chorus. I was like, oh, that's cool, like, whatever, you know, like, but it kept popping up everywhere, and people were, like, talking a lot about it, but I wasn't reading anything about it. I was like, why the fuck does everybody care about a remix? And then it fucking popped up on YouTube the other day, and I was like, well, you know, it's got 2 Chainz on it, and I remember, like, 2 Chainz was supposed to be on that album, and then when it came out, he didn't have a song on it, and I think he said he was mad about it or something. I was like, I wonder if fucking 2 Chainz, like, is dissing Eminem on this or some shit. So I fucking clicked on it to listen to it, and while it's playing, I go down and, like, read the comments, and all the comments are super, like, fuck yeah, oh my god, this is amazing, fuck yeah, real Slim Shady's back, Slim Shady's back, and all this. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? And then someone just goes, verse 3. And I was like, what the fuck's in verse 3? Because I knew 2 Chainz and Fresher had 1 and 2.
No.
Eminem had verse 3. Brand new verse.
Yeah.
The song's 4.5 minutes long. Fresher and 2 Chainz take up 2 minutes. Eminem has a 2.5 minute long verse
Jesus.
on this remix, and it's all just shredding every motherfucker that talks shit about Revival, and like calling out all the YouTube bitches, and like, you're sitting no dude, it honestly, that 2.5 minutes is almost better than what's on most of Revival. And at the end of it though, he fucking says some shit that definitely heavily implies that he's gonna fucking do something again soon to fucking, I don't know. You're gonna have to listen to it, but it's really good. Really good. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Woo! Loved it.
I'll have to give it more of a listen.
Yeah, give it a real go. It's very worth it. It's very worth it. I liked it a lot.
It took me a while to get into the newest Kendrick Lamar too.
I don't listen to him. I should though.
He's all like, the thing I like about his style is it's all really like, it's not what it seems like. Like, it's super, you know, at you know, at face value or whatever, you know, you got your party songs or whatever and stuff like that, but you know, when you really like get into the full like feel of the, you know, the entire album and shit, like it has much more of like a more of like a storytelling vibe to it.
Okay.
Than it does just I mean, that's kind of with his last couple, but I don't know, it's pretty, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I can appreciate what he's done for,
I know,
modern like hip hop.
That's what I was gonna say. I haven't given him a real chance, A, and B, I know enough about him to know that he is doing something. He's doing something. Like, he's really doing something right. And he's kind of changing the game in some form, even though I don't understand it because I don't listen to him. Yeah. But I do know that all of my favorite artists in rap really, really love Kendrick Lamar and his music and the way he's doing things. Yeah. So it makes me go, there's something going on there. Like, yeah. So yeah, definitely give Revival, definitely give it a shot. There's a whole lot of gold on it. That's for damn sure. And I'm sure there's even more than I've dug into yet. So,
like, it took me a minute to get into the second Marshall Mathers LP, but once I did,
I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved that one.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff about Detroit. Loved it. So here's one for you though. You were talking about earlier. You were talking about binging.
Oh yeah.
Got one for you, man. Netflix original. You know what? I know I can.
Are you? Are you about to talk about Black Mirror?
No.
No.
I don't watch that show.
Have you seen that?
No.
You should.
I've seen parts of the first season, and while I think I think it's very good. I think it's very good. I just don't like it that much because Every single episode, I'm sitting there waiting for a fucking huge twist, and there never is one.
Yeah.
It's just like, nope, this is just the way it is.
It's,
and I'm always like, yeah, you could have done so much with that.
Yeah, there are some missed opportunities in there, but it's like modernized fucking Twilight Zone.
Yeah, but Twilight Zone always has a twist.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's kind of not, because that's how it was described to me to get me to watch it. And I watched it, I was like, where the fuck's the twist? There's a couple, I guess, with a twist, but I don't know.
What were you gonna talk about though?
I do kind of want to watch more, and I did watch one episode from the new season. I forget which one, but Preston had it on, and it was pretty. It's all right. It was a bit of a. I think there was a bit of a twist in it at least. Okay, so show, Netflix, Mindhunter. Heard of it? Mindhunter.
I don't think so.
I had like kind of heard a mumbling about it or something. And then Preston texted me and goes, you need to watch this shit. And he never suggests shows, so I know. If he's watching it, there must be something to it. So, when the show begins, oh my god, you are going to love this. So when the show, how should I describe this to you? So essentially,
So it's a Netflix thing.
don't
right?
look it up.
No, alright.
Essentially,
It sounds so familiar to me.
Essentially, it's two FBI agents. What one FBI agent kind of starts coming up with these ideas, and gets noticed by the behavioral science department, and they start the head of the behavioral science department and this other FBI agent start working together. The ideas were that basically when the show starts, the term serial killer doesn't exist. And these are the guys that came up with the first ever profile of a serial killer and eventually coined the term serial killings and serial killer and stuff like that. Before these guys, all these people who did this horrible, crazy shit were kind of just classified as murderers, and that was it. Lock them up, throw them away. We have nothing else to learn about them. None of them are related or connected in any way. That's it. They're just gone. They're dead to society. They're either get in the chair or they're in a cell until they die. And these guys are like, well, hang on, maybe what if there's something we can figure out? And then they start fucking interviewing serial killers in prison. And then they start putting pieces together. Like, oh, son of a bitch. All of them hate their moms. Like, all of them have all of these things in common. Like, start piecing it all fucking together. And it's 10 episodes of glory. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. Yeah.
It's kind of different.
It's like...
Sounds, it's got like kind of like a True Detective sound.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Sort of. It's a little bit, yeah, like kind of like True Detective meets X-Files meets Hannibal.
Okay.
Or Silence of the Lambs, actually.
Okay.
Not Hannibal.
Did you ever watch the last season of that?
No.
No, I didn't
Still
either.
haven't. Still haven't even... I'm still halfway through the most recent American Horror Story. Haven't even finished that shit.
I haven't touched
Cult.
that.
Why have you guys watched that? Goddamn.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't.
You should tap into that shit.
Fitting, yeah.
So yeah, Mindhunter. Basically, it's about the development of the profile of serial killers.
That's sweet. I should look at that.
Yeah. Really well done.
I've been trying to get, like, to me, it's like, it's hard for me to get into shows that are, like, already, like 3 or 4 seasons deep with, like, 10
only
episodes that are, like, an hour apiece. It's like... But
you know what I thought was weird? What, go on?
It's kind of just all about the story to me.
Yeah.
Like, if it grabs you from the beginning, then usually you can kind of stick with it, but I don't know.
I thought it was weird with this show. It was 10 episodes. Some episodes were an hour, but there was one episode that was like 32 minutes. So, like, jumped around a lot. I was like, that's weird. But
I ever heard of this show? I think it's called, I guess, The End of the Fucking World or something. No. Popped up on Netflix a little while ago, and like it's all the it's like 8 episodes long, and they're each like a half hour piece, like 20 minutes. And it bothers me how it ended because it makes no sense. Like it's about these two kids. I mean, like there's, I don't know, it's kind of hard to follow at first because like it's not really a whole lot of like character development. They just kind of toss you into it with these two people. They're like younger kids. And one of them is like he's trying to, like, I don't know, his whole life he's had this fascination with like killing animals and stuff. And then he decides that he wants to, you know, tackle something a little bigger. So he tries to like he wants to kill somebody just to kind of like see how it's sort of like a Dexter, kind of like a Dexter vibe to it a little bit in terms of like the dialogue, the ongoing dialogue during it, like with both the characters and stuff. And then there's this other girl that comes along that like she's like the rebel kind of.
Do they run away together?
Yeah,
I've seen a commercial for that. Yeah.
It's like
They're British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some really funny stuff going on in it. Like there's a couple of parts that had me going, but like I just like the thing about the ending is like I don't know if they're trying to make a second one or not. Like I don't know if they're trying to make more of it. It just kind of like abruptly ends and just kind of left like that's what they went with. That's so yeah, that one's. I mean, it's cool. There's a lot of there's a lot of moments in it that are kind of crazy. It filled my want for fucking those Dexter style cutaways and stuff. Because I always kind of miss that like there's something just about that like ongoing dialogue that he's got going on during all this like the whole show. That one's kind of cool.
I'll have to check that out. It looked good in the trailer. I remember that.
Just watch it because I don't think anybody else that I know has seen it.
Ash vs. the Evil Dead's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Saw what's that movie? It's not, I think it's like Lords of Chaos or something.
I don't know.
That's another like it's technically a third Evil Dead.
Oh.
Where they like I think it's based back in like ancient times or whatever.
Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about.
Maybe it's not Lords of Chaos. Maybe it's something else. Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I've seen Army of Darkness. Oh yeah, I've seen all those movies.
Yeah, I watched that recently. It's good, like campy.
Oh yeah.
Campy horror movie.
It's all in Michigan too.
Yeah.
The original. I mean, him and Sam Raimi went to high school together here and shit.
Jeez,
Like they were both born and grew up in Michigan. And the first Evil Dead, or like the very, very first thing they ever did that eventually became Evil Dead or something like that, they originally made as like their final for film school or something like that here in Michigan. I forget what university.
Yeah, I feel like I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like when you think of how far that like style of movie has come since all that, and like that movie's like spawned a whole like.
Honestly, I think besides the original shit, the TV show's the best thing they've ever fucking done.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude. It's hysterically funny. He is just on point the whole time.
I did really like the newest movie, the remake of it.
Oh yeah, it was actually pretty scary. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was actually good.
The fucking she's like traps underneath the car or something.
You just liked it because Emma Stone's in it.
No, she's not.
Huh?
Is she not?
You do not? Is that what you said?
No, I said she's not in that movie.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not. I would know if she was, but she's not. I don't remember who is in that movie though.
No. Emma Stone's in that movie.
The newest Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She was the one wearing the fucking MSU sweatshirt. Like 90% sure. What year is that from?
2013.
Jesus, no! No, it is not that old. Oh, wow, maybe not. Maybe it's that Jane Levy girl. Looks almost just like her. Wow. I thought that was Emma Stone this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Looks a lot like her, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like, in the eyes, especially. Damn. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
That looks a lot like her.
Yeah.
That's kind of freak, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who is this person? Holy shit. Bruce Campbell was in that one?
Was he?
I don't remember it, but it lists him.
Oh.
Interesting.
I didn't think that he was. Yeah, I haven't really been following a lot of her stuff because she makes a lot of like romantic comedy movies and shit, and I don't really care for those. It's not my cup of
Yeah, obviously.
tea. I mean, you know. Sorry to disappoint you, but and the Amazing Spider-Man was kind of weak.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that. Did you ever see the newest one?
Homecoming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have it.
What'd you think of it?
Loved it.
The CGI was kind of hit and miss for me.
Yeah.
Like there were points of it that looked kind of copy pasted or whatever, like, you know, but it wasn't near what it was for the last one. Plus, I think the suit animations were cooler.
Yeah. I thought Homecoming was the best Spider-Man they ever made. Out of all, well, now 6 if you include that one.
Yeah. I don't know, the very first original movie kind of.
It will always hold more sentimental value to me.
Yeah.
But if you go back and watch it,
it's terrible.
It's unbelievable. It's like, how did I think this was
so bad?
I remember watching this shit thinking it was the best movie ever made. Like, as a kid, now I'm like, what the fuck?
Awful.
Yeah.
That was like the first superhero movie, though. Well, no, I don't know. I guess not.
X-Men.
Next to X-Men. Yeah.
X-Men was the first.
That was.
I remember. I will never forget the first time I saw that shit. That first cage fight scene with Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. One guy hits him and you hear the ding! You're like, oh my god! Oh, it still gives me goosebumps. Still! I love that first X-Men movie so much. That one I see. That one you can go back and still think it's good, but it also has the advantage of fucking Patrick goddamn Stewart and Ian motherfucking McKellen and a whole giant cast of really great actors. Like, man, they hit it out the park with that. And you know, me and Preston were talking about it, and we're like, how the okay, so now what we've all wanted to finally happen, Marvel now owns the X-Men again, because they bought Fox. They can finally put the fucking X-Men in the goddamn Avengers movies and stuff. So
I thought Disney owned. No, it's
Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah. Okay.
And Star Wars.
Yeah.
And now Fox.
Yeah. So they're
and Pixar.
They're gonna be like the only real.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's what we're at.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But either way, they now have the ability to put all these characters together as they've been in the comics and as, like, I mean, for example, we've already seen in Avengers 2, we got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. They're both Magneto's children. Both of them are the children of Magneto, and we never got to mention it in the Avengers movies because of the rights issues. So Magneto should have already fucking been in this shit at the very least. So here is where their issue is. You've done great up to now. I guarantee you Infinity War is going to be incredible. Probably the best one ever, hopefully.
Still kind of wish they were making it into a two-parter.
They are.
Oh, are they?
It's just not called Part 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one's Infinity War. They haven't released the subtitle of the Avengers 4 yet because they said it would give away something major that happens in Infinity War. So my guess is we'll watch Infinity War, wait for the end credits, and at the very end of the end credits, they'll give us the name of Avengers 4.
Yeah.
And which will come out the following year.
I still would count
Civil War as
yeah.
Avengers 2.5. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
So good.
Like, I wasn't expecting that one to be as good as it was, but holy shit.
But it's like you've done amazing up to now, right?
Yeah.
So like once we hit Infinity War, I'm 99% sure they're killing off most of the original Avengers and just giving birth to the whole new phase now 5. Phase 1 through 4, this is as far as as anyone ever thought we were going to get was to the Infinity War movies, and then after that nobody knows.
God, that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure they're going to kill Iron Man, Captain America, probably not Thor. I think Loki's going to sacrifice himself to save Thor.
That would make sense.
And they probably won't kill Hulk either, because I think they just also got back all of the rights to Hulk, which is why they haven't been able to make a standalone Hulk movie.
Dude, that would...
So I think Thor and Hulk might be two of the only ones left. Maybe Black Widow or something, but I think our big boys are all going down and going to get replaced. I think the guy that plays Falcon is going to be the new Cap. Spider-Man, obviously, will basically replace Tony. And then maybe War Machine will have a bigger part. Who knows? But so what do you do in the next phase? Well, they just bought X-Men and Fantastic Four. That's what you do in the next phase. Here's the issue. How do you cast a better Professor X or Magneto? You can't do young version. Been done perfectly.
Yeah.
Been done better than anybody thought it could be done by those two. So you can't do young versions. You basically have to jump right in and try to immediately compete with Patrick Stewart and Ian fucking McKellen. And I just don't think it can be done by any actors that I know of today. I don't. There aren't any. Stop thinking about it because they don't exist. I'm telling you right now. It's a road. It's a paradox. It's like trying to imagine the size of the universe. It's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, it's
But in saying that, you're making me think about who could do it.
Right? No,
like
no.
who would you cast?
Patrick Stewart, Ian
Well,
McKellen.
yeah,
no.
but-
Honestly, I would have never casted Ian McKellen as Magneto. He doesn't have the body.
Yeah.
But he played it perfectly. So to the point where I can't think of anyone that would do it better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He kind of Heath Ledger'd it almost.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I really liked what they did with Logan. I think that was one of the best
Superhero movies ever.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
I would put that up there with like the first Avengers.
I'd put that up there with Dark Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And Deadpool.
yeah. Speaking of Deadpool,
It's coming.
yeah. I don't know. I don't remember when the release date.
That's what
was,
they
but-
bought. Disney bought Deadpool too.
See that kind of worries me a little bit.
Why?
Well, I mean, like, you know,
You watched that yet?
the Punisher, the newest one.
Mm-hmm. On Netflix?
I saw the what was it? I think I watched like the first half of it so far.
The first handful of episodes?
Yeah.
They did that.
Really?
Yeah, Disney owns all that shit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, everybody's like, and that's the reaction I've gotten from multiple people. I'm like, have you seen The Punisher?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Wait till the end. You ain't seen shit yet if you're only halfway through.
I gotta finish that.
Daredevil 1, 2, and Punisher, better than any of the Marvel movies. Like, they are the best things they've ever done.
No.
But I think, as far as the X-Men go, Okay, so you have a massive problem with your Magneto and Professor X, obviously, and I don't know how to solve that. Sitting here right now, I can't tell you. But you have another massive problem as well, which you just talked about, Logan.
Yeah.
On the surface, there is no replacing Hugh Jackman. He has played that character longer than any other superhero has played a character. An actor has played a superhero.
I'm pretty sure he is Wolverine.
He is Wolverine, like in real life. I'm pretty sure, because like we said, X-Men was the first one. The scene in that movie that still gives me goosebumps is his first scene. Like, he is so integral and sentimental at this point to that character. It's almost unfathomable that it can ever. So how do you do it then? How the fuck do you do this? Well, we've seen similar issues get solved in the past. We've seen other movies have similar problems. Who the fuck do we get to do this after somebody already did it so amazingly? And they've pulled it off. So, here's the thing about Wolverine. Two things. First of all, if you're true to the comics, which is what most people seem to be into lately, Hugh Jackman has the complete wrong body structure. You need someone about half a foot shorter and another 50 pounds of pure muscle. He's a little bit shorter and he's huge. That's his actual body type. So off the bat, you could give us something totally different to look at right there. You know what I mean? So then all of a sudden, you do what fucking Heath fucking Ledger did, dude. You don't compete with Jack Nicholson. You do something different than Jack Nicholson. And so that's what you do. And it's especially difficult because A, Logan's a good guy.
Yeah.
Even though he's a conflicted good guy. And B, he's done it for so long. So it's like you can't try to touch anything he's ever done. You just gotta do something totally different. Totally different. And he's a character that's been built up through like 10 movies in 15 years. So you have to have a persona that has nothing to do with any of that character growth and have all of your own separate. First of all. So there's the character, there's the body type and the look, and critical. And if I'm fucking Marvel, if I'm fucking at Disney right now, in the middle of Infinity War and gearing up for the X-Men and owning it, there's one glaring thing in my face that I'm definitely going to do out of the fucking gate. Because there's one thing that in the 15 years that Hugh Jackman played Logan, there's one thing that we never got. Do you know what that thing is? I mean, think about it. We got the metal bones, we got the tingin, we got the bone bones, even. We got to see them with the metal and without.
Yeah.
We got to see him fight Sabretooth. We got to see the healing factor in an unbelievably beautiful fashion. We literally had a scene where he was walking towards Dark Phoenix and his skin was flying off and you could see the metal skeleton underneath and it was just regrowing. Oh my god! Straight out of the pages of a comic book. It was beautiful. Like, even in a bad movie, it wasn't even a good movie, but it was still a beautiful scene. But still, through all that, all the things that they did give us, we even got to see him briefly, granted, fight in all the wars and start in the 1400s or whatever the fuck.
That was sick.
And then, in that, especially since it came after the very first one, then you go back and watch the first X-Men, and you watch that part where they fucking get Logan back to the mansion, and Professor X is like, well, with his shooting factor, he could be older than me. And he is.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives goosebumps almost. Like, awesome. So, all that, though, there's a critical element of Wolverine that we have not seen on the big screen in all this time. his original costume.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
mask.
Right. Yeah.
He never puts on that mask.
Not even like the uniform.
Ever.
The yellow and
Ever.
blue thing. Yeah.
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 There is one. I don't know. A lot of people never saw it because it wasn't even an end credit scene. Do you remember the Wolverine when he fights the samurai monster and stuff? I actually think we might have seen that in theaters together. Cause that was it came out when we were seeing all those movies. I think we might have actually. The Wolverine. It was the sequel to Origins. It's good. And then Logan was the third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really remember what it was about, but I think I remember seeing it.
He like goes to Japan. He's got to protect his lady and shit.
Yeah.
And there's a scene on the train where it's this bullet train and he's crawling. Yeah, dude. Yeah. All right.
I forgot about that.
So the ending scene of the movie is him and that Asian mutant samurai girl getting on a private jet and flying off. There was a deleted scene that got released on the Blu-ray. Most people didn't see.
Yeah.
In this deleted scene, in the movie, that scene just ends. And then credits roll. In this deleted scene, it continues. And after they say their final words in the normal movie together, they're sitting there for a second, and then she goes, "Oh, wait." And then the girl that they've been protecting the whole movie, "Oh, she has a gift for you." And she hands him like a super awesome, like Avengers style metal box, or, thing that you open kind of a thing. Fucking, sits there, is like, "What's this?" Fucking, I don't remember the dialogue at all. But he opens the fucking box, and it's that fucking mask and the gloves. So it's the uniform, like his original. So in the current storyline that exists, he does receive that outfit at some point.
Yeah.
He does. We did see a fleeting glimpse of it on the. We never saw it on the big screen. It was on deleted scenes on the Blu-ray. So at home or on YouTube, but.
Like the only thing that I can think of that would make the most sense is if they were to like go back like to an earlier time where maybe it was like an untold story type deal where because I mean he's pretty much done playing that role.
Oh, okay. So there's two things about that. One, yes, probably I would imagine so, but two. When he was doing shit for Logan, he said, I'm done with Wolverine unless he ever gets to be in an Avengers movie. Now he can be.
See, that's
So, what does that mean? I don't know.
Unless we get like a... The way I think of is like if it happens at a point in like the story where like it's somewhere between the last X-Men movie or whatever and between Logan.
Well, here's
if there was like a I don't know if that's
okay. All right. Marvel has dug themselves into a little bit of a hole with this, honestly, because there are some plot points that currently exist that are made up for the movies because they didn't have the rights to X-Men, like the Scarlet Witch Quicksilver aspect, but an even bigger one, dude. One of the big cruxes of Civil War, maybe? I think Civil War, or maybe, no, not Winter Soldier. I don't know. I think it was Civil War. Yes, it was Civil War. Definitely was Civil War. One of the big cruxes of that movie was having to do with Wakanda and stuff like that, right? Why is Wakanda important? Well, that's where vibranium comes from. What's vibranium? It's a super strong metal. As a matter of fact, it's unbreakable, and that's what Captain America's shield is made out of. Well, in the comics, his shield's made out of adamantium.
Yeah.
That's a problem that they're going to have to work with. And now we're going to Wakanda in Black Panther next month or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. They got a lot to work around. Like, it's going to be an issue. But you cast this shit right. You get a motherfucker to direct it that knows how to balance an ensemble, which up until Avengers 1 was almost impossible to do and unheard of, besides X-Men 1. You need those two aspects. You need a really solid story. And that's the other thing too. In the movies, I could not tell you, and I'm relatively sure most people probably couldn't tell you in the comic books how Xavier found everybody. I don't even know if X-Men issue 1 starts like that. It probably starts and everything's already rolling. And then after X-Men's 100 issues in, they go back into the origin stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can really kind of do whatever you can start it right where X-Men 1 started and just do it differently. You know?
Yeah.
But you can go, so if you do something like that, you get a good writer, good director, good story, wild ass cast. Like, I don't even know. No names, big names, just, you know what? No names. Go fucking no names, because I can't think of any big names right now. And you in the trailer for the movie, you give me a, top half, just kind of briefly hint at story ideas. Obviously, we're going to have some kind of Professor X narration going on. I think in the original X-Men, Beast was there right at the beginning, too, so you could even have that going on.
Yeah.
And Angel. Gambit. Jubilee? There's a lot of characters they never used. You give me a decent hinting at characters and story points in the trailer, and then at the end of the fucking trailer, you just like, I got it. All right, you just show me it's a single shot, just like at the end. You watched Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
You remember that first hallway fight scene where he's still in all black? That very first one. You give me a shot straight down a hallway like that, but you can't see the end of the hallway. It's dark. And you hear footsteps running and heavy breathing. Someone's running scared. Alright? Fucking... Oh, no. You can see the end of the hallway. Yes. And all around us, all around the camera, we're looking out from the blackness into the light. Alright? There's a light on right at the end of the hallway, right above the door. Door opens and you see a guy in fucking full military outfit with a fucking big old M16 or whatever, running scared. Alright? Gets right up to the camera. Fucking looks from side to side, and then you hear shing, and have the camera pan back just a little bit. You see some fucking claws, just for a half a second, come out, retract out of his chest. You hear the sound again, and fucking dude drops. And because it's backlit, all we can see is silhouette. And you show me fucking Wolverine in his costume. The silhouette of the horns and shit, dude. And the fucking claws. Don't give me any colors. Don't give me anything. I just want a silhouette. Because everybody will know what that is. Like, it's all you need. He's like Jaws. It's like a Jaws fin.
Yeah.
All you need is that silhouette. Like, I want that trailer right now. Probably not even going to make it. It's probably never going to exist. I just made something up. I got excited about. It's never going to happen, Aaron.
Dude, you know what would be sick? Is a fucking, like, why not do with fucking the X-Men what Netflix and Marvel are doing with comic book shows?
I don't disagree.
Like,
I think that's the way to do it.
You know?
Honestly.
Because you can get...
God damn it, Aaron. That's brilliant.
You can get so much more in depth, and you can tell more of like a full story with like a episodic.
Even better too.
know.
Even better. Here. Oh my God. That's fucking genius.
Like, why are they not doing this?
Because here's one of the biggest problems I have with the Marvel shows. First of all, they do not cross over enough.
No.
Like, why is it in your watching of The Punisher, does the world know he's alive yet, or does everybody still think he's dead?
I think he's still dead.
Okay.
Everybody.
Well, at one point, a picture gets taken of him and released to the media, and everybody finds out Frank Castle's still alive. So why doesn't Luke Cage or Iron Fist get on that if everybody thinks he's a terrorist? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. They're right next to each other. It's in the news. Why do they never make any mentions of it? And granted, at this point, did you watch Defenders? Well, at this point in the storyline, everybody thinks Matt Murdock, Daredevil's dead. So I get why he might not. But here's the other part. You did watch Daredevil. You know who Karen Page is. You know. Did you watch Daredevil 2? Season 2?
Not enough of it, but
you need to finish it because that's Punisher. Half of that is Punisher 1.
I think I finished like right up to the point where he disappears.
Oh, okay. Well, he does come back in the end, but so he knows Karen Page.
Yeah.
Obviously, Karen Page is in Punisher. Why doesn't she tell him Matt's dead? Like, what? What is that?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he ever ask about Red? Like, what is? Come on,
It's a missed
like,
opportunity.
yeah, it really bugs me. And another part of it that bugs me is that it's really okay. And Luke Cage, the bad guy, he has that suit at the end. I don't know if you watched it, but he ends up with like a little mech suit. And it was made by Hammer Industries. Hammer Industries was the rival company to Stark Industries in Iron Man 2. The
really?
Hammer guy is the one that made the whip guy, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So we have massive crossovers. Like, they regularly mention the events of the Avengers in these shows. And now you got Hammer technology being used on the streets in Harlem. Like, I feel like this is something that Tony would at least send Spider-Man on at this point, or maybe he'd check out, or send a suit, or something. Like, and yet, up to this point, everything says that the shows and the movies aren't going to cross over. And that really bothers me. It really feels like there's a big plot hole there. Because to me, if I'm this fucking massive Marvel movie company right now, I'm looking at how amazingly well the shows and the movies are doing, and I'm like, it's all one. It's all one.
Yeah.
I want, it's going to cost about $10 million or whatever the fine fuck, but I want a shot in Daredevil where Iron Man swoops in for a second. Just a second. Because it's all one fucking world. Like, it's all just one, make it all one platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at this point, in order for it to make real sense, because part of the magic of the Marvel shows is how organically everything happens.
That's true. It's all pretty seamless and
like the getting of the costume and all the building of the characters and all this. So right now you have to find a way to do that. How would you do it? You make the goddamn X-Men on Netflix and in the movies. And then all of a sudden, fucking Gambit's out somewhere in New York City and bumps into Daredevil or some shit. I don't fucking know. Maybe Matt Murdock ends up becoming a mutant rights protection lawyer. Like, what?
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fucking tie this shit in. Come on, people. Come on. Like, it's all... Why are we having issues? It's all one thing. It's all just... beautiful.
Dude, I would.
It's the golden age. Fucking amazing.
It really is. Like, considering like everything that's kind of happened with like all the movies and stuff, and just like, I mean, they put out at least like 4 or 5 big movies every year, and that doesn't even include like the standalone TV shows and stuff. I feel like if they were to do like a X-Men standalone TV show or whatever, on Netflix, and then kind of like
I wouldn't.
saying,
I
tie
wouldn't
in
do it
with-
standalone. I would
Yeah.
make it the bridge to the bigger world.
Yeah, that was more what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be so easy. There's so many characters you can play with, so many places you can go with it. Like, so many analogies you can make as a main theme in different seasons. Oh, the fuck, you could get to the point where you're giving a character by themselves a whole season.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the money, like the merchandise. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Like, huh.
It'd be a fucking X-Men revival. It'd be like, that'd be like, you want to figure out, okay, well, what do we do after the Avengers? Like,
Disney needs to buy Netflix. That needs to be their next venture.
Yeah. That would, yeah.
They've been a lot smarter than what they're actually doing, because they're never going to do that. What they're doing is starting their own streaming service that I'm never going to buy.
Yeah.
And I swear to
don't know how
fucking
I feel
God,
about
if they
that,
put
yeah.
Daredevil Season 4 on that shit and not on Netflix, I'm just going to steal it. And it's their fault. I don't want to. I want to support it. I want them to
Yeah.
take my money so they make more. And they're not going to let me, because I'm not paying for that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, I forgot they were doing their own streaming thing.
But I'm never going to stop watching Daredevil. It's the best thing ever. I love it. I watched... Because Preston... I finally got Preston. He's never watched any of the Marvel stuff. And while I was at his house last time, I was like, motherfucker, put on episode 1 of the fucking Punisher right now. Watch that.
Oh, dude.
And then the next time I saw him at work, he's like, yeah, we watched... Me, him, and Bree, his girlfriend, sat there and watched it. Next time I saw him, he's like, yeah, we're on episode 6. I was like, I told you, bitch! I told you! It's the next level! And during it, she was Bree, like right at the beginning, Bree was like, is this like connected to the Punisher movies? I was like, no. The only thing that precedes this is Daredevil Season 2. And I was like, now you guys gotta watch Daredevil.
Dude,
Bitch!
that like 3 or 4 episode exchange where they're just like
6?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
when they're on the rooftop,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Oh my god.
all that stuff, and he like just before he disappears or whatever, and he's
So
telling
good.
him about like his little little girl or whatever.
It's when Matt realizes nothing's black and white.
Yeah. It hits me in the heart, man.
Dude, that
Just
part,
gets you.
it's like episode 2 or 3 of Daredevil, or of Punisher. And it's a flashback. It's when they get sent on that final shitty mission, and it all goes wrong, and he comes back and punches the guy's eye out. But, like, they're pinned down, everyone's down, he's like, I'll take care of it. He does that fucking thing, and he just goes in. Turn around to help other people. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I was sitting right there, and by the end of that scene, I was all the way up, like sweating, dude. I was goosebumps, everything, dude. It's so fucking good. It's so good.
I'm so glad they decided to do a TV show about it.
You gotta watch. You gotta
I
get
gotta-
to the end.
yeah.
Because there's so much, dude. And there's stuff you gotta look up afterwards. Like, it doesn't really play into it in this season much. Well, one thing does. But like, wow, okay, here. The guy with his black friend with one leg, his old army buddy.
Yeah.
Him, the Latina, I think she's Latina, policewoman, and who's like a main person who has the goofy, cool partner. And Russo, the other main guy.
Yeah.
All three of them are future superhero people, hero or villain people.
Okay.
Like all of them are real characters from the comics and we're basically watching their origin stories as well.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I ever knew that.
Yeah.
That kind of opens things up a little bit.
And
as far as like,
in the beginning, I think it's episode 1 of The Punisher. Yep, it is, because you remember the guys at the construction site,
yeah,
and they go and rob a poker game.
yeah,
And then Punisher goes back and kills them all. When they're robbing that game, they say something about, do you know whose game this is? And then he says, I can't remember, but it's the something family. that family in the comics is like the leader of that family is like the Punisher's first or second arch nemesis. The other one is a different guy, but yeah. So that'll probably play into season 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Just a little Easter egg there. But yeah, these shows are amazing.
Huh.
Movies are amazing. The only downside is none of them are my favorite movie. And because of movies like this, people can't really make movies like my favorite movie anymore right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get
Like,
that.
you can't make Usual Suspects right now.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, taking aside the fact that Kevin Spacey's...
Yeah, we won't talk about
Yeah!
that.
What the fuck?
We won't talk about that, but...
But, like, you can't make, like, I mean...
There's no, like, super big, like, blockbuster movies coming out. And the only things that have, like, come close to that are the superhero movies.
I mean, it doesn't even need to be a blockbuster. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, because of the heaviness of the blockbuster movies, you can't make that smaller,
Oh, I see. Okay,
campy,
yeah.
but, like, brilliantly written and acted, like, you know, like, you can't make a fucking, what did I just think of? I had something good there. I don't know. And if you do, it's gonna go so far under the radar. You know, it might be a couple years before anybody sees it. Like,
No. Oh, I mean, cult movies don't become.
It's
cult
not even
movies
cult,
from-
though.
Well, I mean,
you know, because fuck, I don't know, like Usual Suspects, not a cult movie at all. Like, what am I? I'm sitting right next to all my fucking movies. Here we go. Yeah, you can't make a Dogma or something like that, you know, even though it's a comedy.
I need to rewatch The Jacket.
The Jacket? Yeah, you cannot
Like,
make a Jacket right now.
That movie fucked me up in so many ways.
I love that
Like,
movie so
that
fucking
shit
much.
It's too good.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody's a guy. Everything Adrian Brody's in,
Just-
I like because of him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
not
no,
really. I just like his parts.
Yeah.
Sometimes the things are terrible. But I do, yeah, I love, yeah.
that movie's crazy. Like that very first time when they put him in the fucking the jacket.
Yeah.
And they shut the door on him and stuff, and all it is just him, like, locked in this, like, morgue by himself. He's just freaking out. Like, it's like, I don't think I'd ever, you know, no other movie that I'd seen it that, you know, had really done that before. And then, like, you know, it starts, like, flashing in all these, like, crazy images and stuff, and it's just, yeah, that's really good.
What were you gonna, what about that Doorway Ancient Aliens?
Oh, yeah.
What were you gonna talk about that? What is that? What's the theory?
So it's
Some monument.
basically it's like a portal that, let me see if I can read it. So basically what it is it's this, it's Armaru Muru, I think is the name of it. It's this weird, like, T-shaped cove that's carved into this, like, the side of this mountain, or not really mountain, but, like, basically what it
Big
is.
rocks.
Yeah. And what it is it's a, they say that it's like a portal to, like, they've seen, like, spirits or, like, people, like, walking through it. Like, it's known to be, like, some kind of portal to, like, other dimensions. It's it says multi-dimensional portal. And there have been people that have been seen, like, you know, like, walking through it, and
Walking into the rock?
yeah.
Like it's not a rock?
Yeah, so locals have called the doorway something, I don't know, or gate to the gods, And local legends apparently speak of people disappearing through the doorway, as well as strange sights such as tall men accompanied by glowing balls of light walking through the doorway.
Huh. Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Like, it's, and there's other, like, I mean, it's that little, you know, section or whatever, but, like, I mean, you gotta imagine, you know, and they don't really know how it got there either. Like, it's just
Right.
kind of something that, you know.
And I wonder why that, like, is it a part of a bigger monument, or is it just on its own in the middle of nowhere?
Take car, bus, walk through the ruins.
The ruins of what?
Let's see. Early 1990s mountaineering guide. I was exploring Peruvian countryside when he came across an area where the rock had been smoothed to a flat surface and adorned with a small alcove.
So he just discovered
So,
that
yeah, he
spot.
just-
It's just a random
yeah.
spot. What the fuck?
Yeah. And it said that there, like, there's people that, like, it's a portal to other dimensions, basically.
Jesus.
Like, how do you, you know... I mean, that was kind of that same episode about the, what do they call those? Not they're portals, but they're... Shit, what was it? Stargate. It was on the same episode of Stargates. I mean, I don't know if you heard of, like, Stargates or anything.
Well, I don't know what they
It's
think they are.
Basically, like, wormholes.
Yeah.
Kinda, like, they classified them as, you know, similar to wormholes.
I mean, wormholes are definitely real. I mean, you know, if our current understanding of physics is correct, and they're in fact the best analogy to describe the idea that the best analogy to describe space and time is as a fabric, if that idea is correct, then bending it, what people would probably refer to as a wormhole. I mean, yeah, that's very plausible stuff. Like that. I mean, in theoretical physics, at least, it's doable. We're just not there yet.
Like, would you think that this, like this portal, for lack of a better term, that's in the side of this rock, would be like the exit to a wormhole of some kind, or like a split in the in the universe somewhere?
With that, okay.
Or is there another part of it somewhere else that it, like, you got A and B, really?
It's
You know
real
what I'm
hard.
saying?
It's
Yeah.
real hard because it's like, if it's just like a random spot in the middle of nowhere in a rock, then where the fuck do all the legends come from? Like so since that guy discovered it, people hung out there and saw this stuff. Maybe, sure, but like with that, and like I kind of think of that similar to things that I hear supposed witnesses say on like Ghost Adventures, which is a show I actually like a lot. But also, like, there's other stuff too. The thing about it is that there's these big monuments, like the pyramids of Giza and Machu Picchu, and maybe even that. Like, one of the weird parts about them is that, God damn it. Oh yeah, the Earth has. Man, it's been so long since I've seen the documentary. I can't remember the actual like real science behind it. But the Earth basically has like points on it that have, for whatever reason, have like extra energy. Something's going on. Something weird, electrical energy. I don't know, something. So the documentary that I watched a long time ago referred to them as like basically Earth's chakra points. Kind of think of them as a chakra. Like we all have the chakras in our body. Those points like around our chest because our heart, that's where our heart and lungs are, around our head because that's where our brain is, these points of extra energy for whatever reason.
All right.
The Earth has those as well, and a lot of like the great monuments like Stonehenge and Giza and Machu Picchu are built on those chakras, and a lot of those chakras and this like the direct lines in between them are very, very popular for like paranormal or UFO sightings and things like that. So I almost wonder if this lays on something like that. And now what that shit is, I don't know. I don't, like, is it a Stargate? Is it a portal to an extra dimension? All of, all the chakras? I have no fucking clue. I don't know what any of it is. But it kind of sounds like something more like that than like an actual wormhole. Because I feel like a wormhole, I mean, see, that's the thing. If it's like a wormhole, I feel like people might have the ability to time when things would happen somehow. And if no one's, maybe they are, but if no one's doing that, then maybe not. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's something called the Paulding Light in Michigan, up in the UP in Paulding, Michigan. Been on History Channel and all that shit multiple times.
Sounds familiar.
It's a paranormal thing because nobody's ever explained it.
No.
But it's like you stand like on the end of this road or whatever, and you can see straight down this tree line because there's like power wires or whatever, and there's like a light that appears like every night almost or some shit. Like you can time this shit, and nobody can figure out the source of that light.
Oh yeah.
To this day, nobody's figured out the Paulding Light. I don't think.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So if it's a real wormhole, I feel like you might be able to time it something like that, because it would be more of a natural phenomena. Maybe not, but in our current understanding of physics, I feel like it would be. So I almost wonder if it has more to do with being in line with the fucking high energy points on the Earth. Now, what those high energy? I mean, it's actually kind of weird that you bring this up, because I was listening to a Star Talk earlier with Neil deGrasse Tyson, his podcast, about extra dimensions and stuff. And a question they were asked was, would a being from, would the existence of a being from another dimension does that idea support the idea of a deity? So, like, if something came from another dimension, would we view it as a god? And just like with most of this shit, the answer is maybe, but maybe because if us in the third dimension, or fourth dimension, whatever one we're in, were to interact with the second dimension, let's say we're in the third, if we're to interact with the second dimension, and if things were alive and existing in the second dimension, they would view our actions as godlike, because we could create and destroy and all this. So
That's
maybe,
see what you're saying.
And maybe these are points that leak through. I don't know.
Do you you think that if something like that were to happen, like if let's say something like I'll say extraterrestrial, not saying like aliens, but like something otherworldly, were to come here,
not human.
Yeah, do you think that it would be like, knowing what we know about them, would you say it would be more of like a hostile thing, or would it be more of like a?
Would they be hostile?
Yeah, with like the intent of
I disagree with Stephen Hawking's theory that there'd be War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Because that's what he thinks. He thinks if someone comes here, it's going to be evil. There's a counterpoint theory to that, which to me makes more like, okay, so Stephen Hawking is basing his theory off of us. Like, this is what happens when we went to America and we went to Africa. We took over and killed everybody and enslaved everybody. That's what will happen if a species comes here. Well, it's a flip of the coin. Because, yes, like, let's say the European white man went to Africa and killed all of them and enslaved the rest, and came to America and killed all of them and enslaved the rest, and did that to the rest of the world, and then held that power, and then became unbelievably technologically advanced to the point of interstellar space travel, and went to another world. Yes, maybe they would do that thing. But if that theory is being based off of what humans do, I think that it completely stands to reason, especially considering how long it appears to be taking the white man to take over everything. Because big spots I don't got shit in. If that theory were to hold true, then that initial takeover species would have to do it quick enough in order for no other species to be able to rise up to the point of self-destruction, to where all of them killed each other. They'd have to do it quicker than they'd get to that point, because eventually, you know, if that's your existence, then you get to a point where you got nukes pointing at each other and the button right there, and you're probably going to fire. So you destroy each other. Like, so... So, the theory that a warring species... even based off of human beings, it is a stretch for a theory to say a warring species would last long enough to invent interstellar space travel before killing themselves off. So the idea that they get to that point is a stretch to begin with. He's making too many assumptions there.
Yeah. Because they would have to kind of understand like our intentions, and
it makes a lot more sense to me that a species that works together as a planet and operates as a community living organism in harmony with their planet in whatever way that may be, it's more likely that they get to a point where they're reaching interstellar space travel quicker, if at all.
You're saying like...
Because all they're doing is spending time advancing technology and trying to make their lives better, as opposed to warring with each other and only inventing death machines.
That's fair.
Like let's say we were in perfect harmony right now on our planet, we'd probably still need certain resources and be worried about those resources running out, and let's say those resources exist in great quantity in the asteroid belt, right there, ripe for the mining. We as a community, as a Earth community, would probably come together and get us there, and with the ability to mine that shit and get it back safely. Quicker than we would if we had to worry about somebody trying to bomb us while we were doing it.
Yeah.
To me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely that a species coming here is either random circumstance, or they're more of a peaceful species than warring one. Now, on the other hand, what if you have a peaceful species that gets to the point of interstellar space travel, and then maybe there's a very, very minute sect in that species that feels unjustly treated for whatever reason, and they rise up to power and take over the interstellar shit. Then all of a sudden you have an issue. So maybe, I don't know, but I think the odds are in the favor of them not coming to kill us, because I think it's pretty fucking possible that they've been here already and they haven't yet. So, or maybe they have.
Yeah.
Maybe we are all dead and this is the fucking truth.
Well, I was kind of thinking about like and this might sound fucking stupid, stupid crazy, but you know, the concept that we are like, they, you know, if this other worldly species would, you know, come to, you know, our planet, and I feel like it would be more of like a harvest in a way, where like, you know,
Maybe they find the resource they need here.
Yeah.
Well, in order for that to be the case, there'd have to be absolutely nothing in between here and them with the things we have here on Earth. And considering how far away we know we are from everything else, it's pretty unlikely.
Well, I was more talking about like saving individual, like certain people, or like certain, you know, like alright, like people that kind of like understand, you know, what it takes to like be a part of, you know, the universe and stuff, and like,
oh, okay,
I feel, you know, like more
like the bigger version of outgoing. Like, outgoing is the simplest possible word you could use to describe what you're saying. Like, encompassing. So, like they just want.
So like they would come for people like, you know, I don't know, like let's say like Neil deGrasse Tyson, for example.
Okay.
It would take people like that. It would, you know, beam them up or
and
whatever,
then send them those people,
and then
okay,
to somewhere else, take them with them, and then the people, you know, the rest of the people would be left, and then, you know, that would kind of be it for, you know, the Earth, but you know, they would kind of like rebuild.
Oh, they harvest the people.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if that's like cryptic or not, but
seems unlikely.
Yeah.
It just seems unlikely because what use would they have? They have already invented interstellar space travel. They have knowledge that we don't. So what knowledge could someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson possibly have that they? What use would they have for him?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, they would at least have an understanding of what's going on, so that they could help sort of like repopulate somewhere else, if that makes sense, or like start, like, I guess like a second
Earth
yeah, 2. I don't know if that like that makes any sense, but like,
why would they care? As an I mean, if we're an experiment, if we were put here by aliens to begin with, I guess.
As it was all just kind of like a test to see, like, you know.
I think it's much more likely than anything that if any species from any other planet knows that there's life here, it's because while they were interstellar space traveling, they needed to their engines. One theory for an engine that would work in interstellar space travel would require energy from stars. So, a theory is that if an alien life form knows that this Earth or this planet harbors any kind of life, it's because they stopped off at our sun to refuel for a minute. And maybe they noticed Earth during that time. Like, it's just that everything's so vast, it's so unlikely that anything would just end up here by accident. So in order for anything to end up here, if something is out there looking for another habitable or possible planet with life, it's going to be thousands of light years away. So off the bat, whatever they're seeing is thousands of years ago.
Well, then, what do you make of the what do they call that thing that's got like the message from that's out in space, like the first known
sat-
recorded message.
The satellite that we sent out,
Yeah.
that with the record from Cosmos, that talk
Yeah.
about the Cosmos.
Yeah, yeah.
What about it?
Like, what do you? So let's say there's, you know, a species of some kind that sees that.
Picks that up.
Yeah. Would that be more incentive to come here? Or would it
Absolutely.
be- yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I mean, fuck yeah. Are you kidding? Like, think about us. If we're floating out there, if some people are on a spaceship floating out in space and they find a fucking probe with messages on it that no species from them ever wrote, yeah, I'm investigating the flying fuck out of that.
Yeah. So I mean, kind
It increases our odds.
Yeah.
But if you want to put it in a percentage form, it would be nothing still, you know. The odds of anything, even that thing, and the odds of anything crossing its path are quite literally astronomical. Like, literally, in the most literal form. I mean, the other way is if, and, you know, maybe there's, maybe something out there has invented a way to where if they look at us, they aren't seeing in the past. They're seeing right now. Because in reality, like, let's say something's 1,000 light years away and it looks in a telescope, so it's seeing Earth 1,000 years ago. But the light from now still exists. It's still traveling. It's physically there. The information is there. It just hasn't arrived yet. So if another species just found a way to make that information arrive quicker.
Well, what was like the whole idea behind why they sent that out? Was it to find something else, or was it like the hope that something else would come of it? And then
Yes. It was the hope that something else would come across it.
Yeah.
It was sent out as a satellite to take pictures, and
So
they put that on it.
Yeah.
Carl Sagan was like, "Hey, we should do this," and they did it.
So there wasn't like a destination where it was going. It was more like, let's just throw this out there and see what happens, or was it?
It was sent in the direction to take pictures of something specific. I believe Saturn, in the rings of Saturn, is what it was sent out for. And then, but we knew when we sent it, once it gets past Saturn, it's just going to keep going and never stop. And eventually, we're going to lose communication. And I think we recently lost communication with it, actually, like in the past year or so, because it made it like out of our solar system, making it the first man-made object to travel as far as it has.
Yeah, I didn't know that we ever lost communication with it.
I think we did. I don't know. I remember seeing something about somebody saying it was dead because we couldn't talk to it anymore or something. So now it's just.
So what if something
maybe
like,
something finds it?
Would we be able to tell if something like made it to another dimension, like slipped into a wormhole and like?
Don't know.
So that's.
Don't know because we don't really know what it would look like.
No. So, I mean, I guess that's really like the impending question in all this is like, you know, the search to find what's beyond this. Like what's beyond what we know as the, because I mean we know that there are multiple, you know, universes and.
I mean we don't though. Like the issue is there's no right now. There's no way to even know if we're right about what we know. Like
It's all just kind of a.
like you know, there's these giant glaring problems too. Like we can't explain the content of like 94% of the universe. We just call it dark matter, when in reality a better description of it would be dark gravity, because that's the effect we're seeing it have on things, and it makes no sense. So what do we miss? Like there's still it right now. You know the elephant analogy, the blind men and the elephant. Right now we're one of the blind men still. Like we maybe even half of one. Like we got the beginnings of an understanding. And that's as far as we are right now. Like,
That's kind of what, like, I don't know, I've been kind of thinking about that lately. Like, the fact that there's so much that we speculate on that, and then there's also the other side of it that, like, there's so much out there that just we have no way of finding out at this point.
the Big Bang is just a theory.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a theory. In order to be a theory versus a hypothesis, is a theory requires evidence. So there's evidence to support that theory. But if tomorrow a piece of evidence came out undoing the rest of it, then that'd be it. We'd have no more Big Bang. It would be a different answer. That simple. You know what I mean? Like, because we're not sure. The reason for that is because we're not sure. Because we don't know. All we have are evidence-based guesses.
That's what's interesting to me about it. Is that, like, as much as we found out already, there's still, it's all just kind of, I mean, there's evidence out there of, proving some of what we understand, but as far as, the whole meaning behind, like, there being, like, other galaxies and other, alternate universes and stuff is, like, and, like, how would you find out something
How would you
like that?
even know? Yeah.
Like, if you experienced something like that, how would you know, and how would you tell other people and expect them to be like, yeah, okay, It's
Like the
this-
age of the universe?
Yeah.
Guess. What was there before?
Yeah.
Guess. Like, what's beyond how big? Guesses. Like, it's just, we don't know. We don't fucking have any clue. It's quite, like, thinking about this kind of shit, it makes you get why people so intensely are drawn towards religion. Because when you just look at the reality, everything we think we know at this point, all of it says that literally, eventually, at some point, a human was just born. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
The problem
there's no... Yeah.
That's something else I've kind of been thinking about lately is, like, I've always had kind of a hard time grasping the concept of, like, believing in one singular religion when, I mean, ultimately I think that, religion as itself is, pretty much like the basis of how you're supposed to live your life, really.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Because that's what a lot of people say. And on the surface, it's true.
Other than to have something else to justify dying, like what happens after you die.
Well, no, I think people are drawn to it because it gives our meaningless existence some meaning.
That's
It makes it so that way to them a human wasn't just born. We were made by a higher thing.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people say at the end of the day, if you just live your life based off the teachings of religions, then, you'll be a good person at the very least. Well, the issue though there is that if you, any religion, pick it out of a fucking hat. I was about to say maybe besides Buddhism, but is Buddhism really a religion? That's a whole nother thing. But pick almost any religion out of a fucking hat, and you will find, if you actually study that religion, you will find critical teachings that in their most sacred doctrine are held as requirements to be vile. Like, there's no religion that I've ever heard of that exists that if you follow it truly as it's written in Scripture, you're going to be a good person. It's just that the shavings on the surface. It's 10 Commandments. It's the boiled down bullshit that makes people think that. But if you actually get into the teachings and the Scriptures, you find that when in reality, you know, these are... it tells you to do things you would never fucking do. Ever. And you wouldn't even do it if a God asked you. You know?
Yeah.
So... I honestly think that the existence of religion has held our species back thousands of years. I think we'd be much farther along as a civilization if we didn't look to things like that for morality, and if we didn't have things like that causing the problems that it causes, like warring religions and things like that. I think if we didn't spend so much time on that shit, we'd be spending way more time on, like, first of all, humans will always find things to fight about. But it's going to be a whole lot harder if you don't have an invisible leader to point to.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it has, you know, especially as of recently, you know, it's been the cause of a lot of, you know, injustice and, you
death.
know, yeah. Things that otherwise, you know, without motive, there's no... You know, there's no point to it. It's just sense, you know.
And put it this way, let's just have fun for a second and say, in the beginning of the universe, God and the devil existed, both of them together at the same time, creating Earth. If I'm the devil, based on our world as it is right now, back then, if I'm the devil, what I do to fuck shit up is create religion.
Yep.
It's been responsible for more death than probably any other singular thing in our species.
Yeah.
And what's even more bothersome is it started correctly. Going before probably any of the practiced religions today, all of the practiced religions today had to take over other smaller, more local tribal religions. The greater majority of those tribal religions were a lot more accurate because they based their shit around the stars and the sun and what those things did, which is why we have holidays when we have holidays, because our present day religions took over those smaller religions, but they didn't just take over. They were a little bit more clever than that. What they did was they said, oh, they celebrate a holiday on that day? Well, let's celebrate a holiday on that day too. It'll be easier for them to come into our religion that way, because we're celebrating holidays on the same day. Ours is for the birth of Christ. Theirs is for a star rising in the sky. So the winter equinox.
Yeah.
Or solstice, winter solstice. That's what the story of Jesus Christ is it's in the stars. Quite literally, it's based on stars. You know, we have the birth with the three wise men, all stars. Even Virgo, the star rises in the constellation Virgo, the Virgin Mary. That star in April disappears for 3 days and then rises again from the dead. It often is seen with 12 other stars, which are its followers. It's literally all written, and as a matter of fact, that story structure, the things I just said, born of a virgin, died 3 days back, followers, healed, sickness, miracles, all of these things, those are like parts of a story, right? Those pieces of a story, like when you say that, every person you talk to today thinks fucking Jesus, right? Those points of a story predate Jesus Christ by millions of years. That's a passed down story that the Catholics turned into Jesus to make it easier for all these other smaller religions to be taken over. That is not the story of a real person. That person never existed. Probably was never crucified. Like that person probably. I don't think there's ever a person named Jesus Christ. I don't think any of that. I think it was all them taking over another religion in the process of that. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see validity to that.
Yeah. It's just all based on the fucking stars.
Yeah.
But also,
but then how does that explain the overall like creation of the universe?
nothing does.
Yeah.
The thing that we have currently with the most evidence is the Big Bang.
Yeah.
But considering the fact we can't explain the matter in 94% of the universe, I would say that it's entirely possible that we have that wrong.
That's true. Maybe something else happened. You know, it's fucked up to think about a lot of times.
Alright, you ready to call this?
Yeah.
I'm only halfway ready now, so I probably gotta roll, so. Alright. Bye-bye.